Hey, maybe you've heard about this. The National Association of Realtors has agreed to a settlement that could change the way that buyers and sellers pay commissions to real estate agents. So for decades, the National Association of Realtors has required home sale listings to brokers to compensate buyers agents about 6%. If the settlement is approved by a federal court, the standard commission will be eliminated. So joining us this morning to explain how this could disrupt the housing market is real estate agent Tricia Turner. We've had you on quite a few times with the Tricia Turner Group. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, did I get those first details right?
You did.
Okay, so traditionally, hasn't it usually been, I'm going to buy a house, the listing agent who lists the house gets 3%, the buyer's agent gets 3%. So in total, I'm paying 6% commission.
It has been, and this goes back to like the history of the industry, period. I've been doing this for 22 years. But in our contracts in the state of Texas, in a listing agreement, it is outlined right there who is charged the total commission or fee. It has been standard 6% for years. And then it's outlined in the agreement who gets what of the 6%. So it's always been negotiable. It has just worked out where 3% was given to a buyer's agent, 3% was given to a listing broker.
Because we know that some people can go to an agent and be like, hey, I want to use you, but can you give me a break on that commission?
Yes.
Most don't because they like to be paid.
Correct.
So how will this change things if it is approved?
Okay, so the settlement was $4.18 million to be done in July of this year. This will all go into effect July of this year. The big change, so as a real estate broker, when I'm looking at MLS, which is the multiple listing service where all homes are listed, in there is two fields. One is for a sub-agent compensation, one is for a buyer's agent compensation. Those fields will be eliminated. You will no longer see those as a real estate agent. So if you are representing a buyer and you're going to show them homes, you're going to MLS to see, well, number one, am I going to get paid? And how much are they offering me to go and show this home? That field will be gone. Now you, as the buyer's agent, have no idea, will you be paid? And if so, how much? And who is paying you?
Because it's up to the real estate agent listing the home, selling the home, to say, well, and they could change that, right?
Oh, gosh,
I mean, if they like you, they may give you 3%.
Yes.
Or if okay, but it also means, I mean, so for buyer's agent, it's not this guaranteed, almost guaranteed income.
No. So in the history of real estate, in the MLS, that field where it said buyer agent compensation, you must, as a listing broker, adhere to what you advertised in that field, period. If you advertise 2%, 2.5%, 3%, that is what a buyer's agent is paid. Now, with the field eliminated, who's to say I'm going to pay you 3% or 1%? So what you'll see now is sellers, homeowners, are now negotiating that commission, that fee, whatever the listing broker is going to charge. Perhaps as a seller, I don't want to pay you 6%. Perhaps I don't want you to offer any money to a buyer's agent. It is up to the listing broker to decide and the seller. So there will be compensation for a buyer's agent, perhaps, but it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, which is really interesting. Okay, so how it impacts on two sides. One, let's talk about the customers, because there are more customers than buyer's agents. I mean, it could also make a home more affordable, because if there's not this guaranteed 3%, if you think about 3% on a $300,000 home or even more, that can save somebody a lot of money.
It can, but you also have to look at 47% of the homes fail to sell in a normal market, and that's the truth. So as listing brokers, which is what I am, we need buyer's agents out there helping market these homes, helping advertise these homes, and a lot of times these buyer's agents are showing homes, 40, 50 homes. Sometimes they work with the buyer for a year before they ever get compensated. So they are earning every dollar that they are paid. So this is really putting quite a ruckus in the whole industry.
I bet. I know. So I was talking to somebody about this yesterday, and it's like, well, I mean, you know, the last home I bought, like, we found it online, we did the research. All we did is call the agent and say, hey, can you take me over to this open house or let me go see it? But what are some other things? It sounds like buyer's agents may have to sort of step it up to convince the listing agents that they need to be paid for their services.
For sure. Number one, I'll tell you this. As a listing broker, your job is to get the homeowner the most amount of money in the least amount of time. You work for the homeowner. You don't care what that buyer's paying. You don't care if that buyer pays too much for that home. As a buyer's agent, your duties are to make sure, number one, that that buyer's not overpaying for that home. Number two, that it's not in a depreciating market. market. And number 3, that this is a good financial decision for them. So they are your guider, your guidance, your counselor, your expert advisor, and they earn what they are paid, because not every home that goes on the market is priced correctly. How do you know that listing broker knew what they were doing when they priced the home? So as a buyer's agent, it's your job to determine, is that home priced right, and what should you pay for it?
It's interesting. It's generally right. I mean, you don't want to go into it without your own sort of representation.
No.
So as long as you make sure you've got somebody looking out for your best interests, those people should be compensated.
They should be compensated. And so there will be compensation. There'll be 3 ways they can be compensated. They can be compensated directly by the seller. They can be compensated from the listing broker or from the buyer themselves, if the buyer wants to pay the fee themselves.
Okay. And that could look like a flat fee.
It could.
That could look like, hey, we'll give you $400 for every lead, or
Yes.
for every. That's really interesting. So it could be a good thing, just depending on who you're working with on the other side.
It is going to weed out those part-timers that really don't take this as a career. It's going to weed out those people that aren't leveled up with their skills, and it's going to weed out those people that are not part of an organization like ours that are laser focused on making sure we're doing the right thing.
Like a big brokerage.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
1,000%.
All right. And the soonest that we might see this happen?
July of this year.
Which is a
Quick.
big, summertime, big time for people buying and selling homes.
So be ready if you're in the real estate world. Come July, there'll be a big kind of drama for a little bit.
Right. All right. Well, we appreciate you breaking it all down for us. Thank you so much, Tricia Turner.